You ground food.
That's right. This morning on the menu we have pancakes, hash browns, and sausages.
Oh, god damn.
Mm-hmm.
God fucking damn it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh. Maple syrup for those pancakes?
Hell yes.
I was gonna say, yeah, ho ho. That
Yeah.
sounds like, man, Fuller, you're the best.
Well, Bill says you're the best, and it's true.
I'm not even eating that shit. I'm just watching it.
Thank you, boy.
You're the cutest.
Yeah, I do like you're eating round sausages too. It's not
Right.
even the sausage links, yeah.
Yep.
I'm trying to fortify you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the
It's gonna be a long day.
Ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got my greasy little fingerprints all over that.
Ooh.
Thank you, darling.
Oh, I'm so wet.
You okay there, Bill?
Yeah.
Just drippy?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Did you just get out of the shower, or are you just cosmically greasy?
No, I just actually I did just to get out of the shower, but I also just spilled water on myself, so
You're baptizing yourself.
now I look like a chicken. Now I look like who's the guy? Oh, you never played the last Zelda game.
Honestly, the only line from Gone with the Wind I can ever remember is when one of the characters go, "Oh, I'm baptizing myself." Is that Gone with the Wind? When she spills
I've
some
never
water?
actually seen Gone with the Wind. All
I may
know
be
is
wrong.
the ending, when what's his name swears at what's her face. Oh man,
She's
so
not
yeah,
here.
you had a pretty quiet week though. Nothing crazy going on or anything.
Nope.
Good, glad to hear it. Yeah, nothing. It's been fucking quiet as all hell here this week. I finally got done with all my Clutch Play stuff, and so I was just working on
Yeah.
Miyazaki prints for Rose City, which I don't think I'm going to get those done. I think we had the exact same conversation last week.
Well, you haven't done the Clutch Play stuff yet, so.
Can you recommend a good bedside lamp, Miss Lighting Lady?
What purpose do you need? You just need
my
to go
bedside lamp just died.
Mm-hmm.
Literally right before we started recording. I went to go turn it on to have some extra light in the room while we were recording, and it literally fizzled out just as I turned it on. It kind of flashed on for a second, then just went. And it wasn't the bulb because I changed the bulb.
Was it your Pabst lamp? Your Pabst Blue Ribbon lamp?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I could just rewire that for you.
Are you sure?
Do you like that lamp? Because if you like it, I'll just fix it.
It's up to you. If like I don't know, it doesn't matter much. I'm not like I didn't build that lamp. I had a housemate. He built that in high school. Must have been over 20 years ago now. And when he moved out, when I lived with him in Pittsburgh, he left that lamp behind. I was like, this lamp still works. I'm not gonna throw it away. And then I brought it with me from Pittsburgh to Portland. So maybe I should not. Maybe I should try to hang on to it.
What I'm saying is, if a lamp fails, it's either the socket or the wiring, and both are very easily fixed.
Okay, I might take you up on that. Yeah.
And you have a friend who's a nerd for wiring lamps.
Yeah, because I was just about to go to Amazon, start looking at tableside lamps, and I'm like, I don't know if you had any. If I had to buy one, I don't know if you had any special.
Well, with lamps, it's all about what purpose you have for it.
Yeah. I need light. To go to bed. That's all I need.
For those of y'all, do we have any viewers right now?
No. Oh, we have one viewer. Yeah.
Well, to the one viewer at home, the company I work for specializes in lighting, and in fact, for the last 6 months, while our portables buyer was on maternity leave, I did shop for portables a lot and set up a lot of portables, and I have a lot of experience with lamps. But having said that, with a lamp, it's all about what purpose you need. It's like, do you need ambient light? Do you need focus light? Do you need a lot of light? Do you need a little light?
You know what? I'm not dying for. I don't need a lamp like right now too, because I still have the lamp that you built me, which it's fine. It's dim, but it still works.
That's like a night light.
But it's really that. I really love that light. But yeah, it is nice to have something a little bit brighter. But I'm not dying for a light right now.
Well, are you going to be around this afternoon?
Yeah.
We've got to go to our venue. But afterwards, I'll give you a call and see if you're around, and I can run in and grab it.
Okay.
And then I'll just diagnose what's wrong with it.
Okay. That's cool.
One thing you can do before, while I'm out and about and after you're done editing, unplug the lamp, take the light bulb out of the socket, and when you look inside the socket, there's, for lack of a better word, there's a tongue inside the socket.
Like a little metal tab?
And that metal tab is what the bulb makes contact with. Sometimes with old lamps, that metal tab gets bent down.
Yeah, I might check that out, yeah.
So, like I said, unplug it first. But when it's unplugged, take like a flathead screwdriver or something like that. Or
just pop it back out, yeah.
Exactly.
I've done that before with, I may have actually even done that to that same lamp like 10 years ago or something like that. So
it's also old enough, and depending on what wattage bulbs you're using in it, the cardboard insulator on the socket could have failed.
Like I said, I did not build this lamp. Right. Some dipshit high schooler over 25 years ago built this.
Yeah.
As like his first electronics project.
Yeah.
Electrical project? Like, yeah, so who knows what the hell the inside of that thing... I mean, great, it's going to be super simple, but whatever, like, you might crack that thing open and go build this. You've been looking at the fire hazard for a quarter of a century now. So, yeah, who knows?
But yeah, I'll take a look at it.
I'll take you up on that. Yeah, if you do feel like swinging by for, on your... So what's the venue today that you're going to go check out?
We're going to go look at Mississippi Studios. It's on Mississippi.
Like an art studio?
No, it's like a performance studio.
Okay, I think I've heard of that place.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but, like, yeah, it's a performance... Yeah, it's a studio, yeah.
Well, it's like where you go see a concert and stuff. A lot of bands come through and perform there. It's actually an old church that's been restored. And, Foley and I shot there for work, like, maybe 4 years ago.
Oh, for your videos, yeah.
And at the time, we looked at it and we're like, we can get married here. So
what was the venue that you said you found that was like 3/4 perfect?
We went to this place called the Secret Society Ballroom. It's on right off of MLK, right where just north of Burnside, right at the tiny little tail end of North Portland. It's a great spot. It's very small. It's the second floor of this building. And the thing is that, so it's a small little ballroom, and there's some open area, and then there's a bar. And they wouldn't let us close the bar for our event, so we'd be stuck in this small space with this bar and its patrons. And so, like, it would just been very claustrophobic, and frankly, I'm not really interested in having the public in the same space as my wedding.
Yeah, no, that's not, yeah, that's a good deal breaker.
Yeah. So we're like, fuck no. Also, we'd have to use their catering and all this other shit. Their food looked fine and their prices were reasonable.
That sounds not 3/4 perfect. That sounds maybe at best half perfect.
Honestly, the space is so perfect.
Yeah, but it sucks that if the situation is not perfect though. Yeah.
If I could have, the 1/4. The question was if we could or could not close the bar. Because if we could have closed the bar, it would have been fine. It would have been great. Because, like, having that whole floor to ourselves would have been rad.
Exactly, yeah.
But, yeah, having just a quarter of it
is bullshit.
Bailey's going to join us on the Boy Hi podcast.
How you doing?
Oh, jeez.
I'm me cat. Yeah, we can start whenever you like. We have no viewers, so it's just us. We might as well be talking on the fucking phone. Despite the fact I tweeted out the link, and I think everyone has officially stopped caring.
Let me just eat some hash browns.
Yeah, exactly. So you could totally just, like, fill your choppers. Or was it, what's the Ray Bamford thing? Scrabble up your chops. Now we got 2 viewers. And he says something so that, yeah. Camera.
Foley put a egg in with the hash browns, and it's interesting because
yeah, it's not just loose hash browns.
Yeah, so it kind of has a meaty flavor to it, which is interesting.
Yeah, which is funny because I know you're not an egg fan.
I like a scrambled egg.
Oh yeah, so was it just like when you can recognize the fact there's a yolk in it? That's kind of when it disturbs you.
No, it's a texture thing.
Yeah. Oh, have you been paying attention to any PAX stuff this weekend? I mean, girl, shit. If we start talking about that, we're having the podcast.
I was gonna say, dude, that will literally be podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna start recording properly here for a second. Yeah, he's just. Do you have orange juice or coffee?
I got my coffee.
I was gonna say because if you have a breakfast this nice, you can't just be washing that shit down with tap water.
Hell no. This is actually the last of our coffee that we got from the coffee shop in Stratford when we visited Emily and Kate.
Oh no.
So I'm drinking it out of my mug that we bought at that coffee shop from Balzac's Coffee.
So this is the last of your Canadian coffee experience.
This is it.
At
I
least
gotta go
until
back.
when you go to visit Steve Wolfhard and Leslie.
Yeah.
Man, poor Steve.
He'll be okay.
I know. Oh man, I got beautiful fucking hair. I'm starting to look like Jeff Gershman's fucked up cousin.
Okay, let me get the show notes.
Yeah, so
ready.
you never played that last Zelda game?
No.
The one with Groose?
No, I don't like Zelda.
It was so... I can't believe you didn't play this Zelda game on a console. Oh no, you owned a Wii.
I did own a Wii. Very
I remember
briefly.
you were pining so hard for that Wii when you got it. You're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yep. I'm really good at yearning for things. That
I am too. That's why we're friends. That's I can empathize with that. You know what? I realized last week's episode was the first episode in about 6 months where we didn't mention Lego at all. Not once. The word Lego did not even appear in the entire podcast because when I went to go
growing as people.
when I went to go tag the podcast when we were done, I was like, I'm used to the first thing I type in is okay Lego. We talked about Lego. I was like, oh, we didn't even say the word Lego. Even if I wanted to sneak it in there, it'd be incorrect. Yeah.
I'm at a weird place with Benton where I'm trying. So really, the reason why I'm not talking about Lego is that between wedding stuff and some other stuff, I'm trying to tamp down on my frivolous expenditures.
Yeah.
So now it's like I can't afford to think about Lego anymore, man.
Lego be expensive.
Shit.
I was looking for Lego stuff when I was at the toy section at Freddy's the other day, and what the hell did I find? Oh, I was looking for Lego stuff. I really didn't find any interesting Lego stuff because Grumpy Turtle, he had mentioned they actually sell Lego Simpsons stuff at Fred Meyer's, but I didn't see it at the one here in Southeast Portland. But I did find they have these crazy new series of Star Wars figures called Star Wars the Black Series action figures, which are like 8-inch tall action figures. They're like super detailed, but they had a great Han Solo one where it's Han Solo from the first movie where he's got like his little racing gloves and stuff like that. For a moment, I was like, oh, that looks so cool, but I'm like, fuck. Again.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do? Like, the action figure, I'm just gonna put it on my desk with the rest of the shit I have. It's not like I need extra, like, bullshit work desk decorations or anything like that, so.
So I'm gonna shout out some of the questions we've got going on here.
We have questions?
Emily Harp, thank you so much. My food does look good. My wife did an amazing job. Steve Heinz, hello, my friend. Please know that while I know a cat named Wednesday, every time I say, hey, Wednesday, in my head I think this is the pretender Wednesday. Also, thank you, Stephen Heinz, because having you and Aaron and Wednesday in Chicago is like this carrot I keep dangling in front of Foley for our hypothetical road trip honeymoon. Because she's like, we can go visit Steven and Aaron and Wednesday, and then she gets excited about it. What is this about, Emily Harp, you ask? Why, this is the Boy Honey podcast where we talk about pop culture garbage. 12 Master
Podcast
Music
pretty
says,
much what we're doing right now, yeah.
Exactly. 12 Master Music points out, nice hair, dude, to you, Bill. So well done.
I'm sexy. Yeah, no, I'm trying to get sex stuff for the podcast.
Probably sarcastically, he says, interesting conversation. Perhaps earnestly. Perhaps you earnestly think us just casually catching up about our week is interesting.
Maybe this person has just crawled out of a cave and has never actually experienced human contact before, and he's like, wow, actually, when people talk together, because he has no, like, that's the only way I could imagine that he actually thinks this is a lot interesting.
One thing that cracks me up about whenever we do a Google Hangout is the number of just random people who pop in. Or it's
seriously. I don't know if it's people coming in from Twitter or if you got people who just spend their Sunday mornings just cruising Google Hangouts.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
12 Master Music also asks what camera are you using right now. I think we're both using our onboard cameras on our Macs.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, did you see that Apple's supposed to be having a thing on the 9th?
Yeah.
Are you looking for any new Apple hardware or anything like that?
No. In fact, I just this week got a Chromebook.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, your pink. Oh, well, that's podcast doc. Yeah. Oh, my iPod died this week too.
Oh no!
All my electronic stuff this week. Anyway, do you wanna? We're practically doing the podcast right now. Anyway, you want to sync up our GarageBand stuff?
Yeah. Hold on, just a second. Let me go close the door real quick.
Take your time. Take your time. I'm just gonna sit here and play Diablo while we record anyway. Just mindlessly hack and slash. Oh, man, I need caffeine. I have not woken up yet. Jesus Christ, I need coffee. I wish I drank coffee. Maybe my shit would be a little bit more together. What? Annie, I love you.
Uh-huh.
What's your shirt?
My shirt says, no boys, only werewolves.
Where'd you get that shirt?
Internet.
Oh, God, that is so fucking appropriate. Anyway, yeah. Oh, my God.
All right, friend, I'm officially recording in GarageBand.
Okay. Okay, we'll do the sync up.
Yes, on count of 3.
Okay.
We will on 3. We will clap. All right.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Actually, you know what? We don't even need the clapping. All I have to do is hold up my headphones to my microphone just for a second, just to get your voice. All I need is that sample of your voice, and I just sync it to whatever you just, like. Yeah. Anyway, but the clapping here helps too.
I'm glad you edit in like the half-second delay between me actually talking and your podcast. Yeah. All right, let's do this, my friend.
Let's do this shit. Let's get this shit on the road.
Okay. Good morning, friends and neighbors and loved ones, and welcome to the Boy Howdy Podcast, a podcast in which we discuss the various pop culture issues of the day. As always, I am your humble host, Annie.
I'm Bill. We're recording from the show floor at PAX. It's really quiet on Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's strange. If you get in at the right time, it's just quiet. There are no lines.
Yeah, we're actually sitting in the middle of Nintendo's booth right now. I mean, no one showed up for the rest of the other couple days too, so it's been this quiet all weekend because Nintendo.
Yeah, we just have our computer setting on one of the demo models of the Wii U, and no one even notices. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a fucking ghost town.
Anyway, man, this is let's see, I attended PAX last year, did not attend this year because I had my PAX last year was a good experience, but all the garbage around PAX was very upsetting.
Man, PAX ended badly last year. We both had a good PAX last year, but last year, was the year that, right before the convention ended, Mike did his little, had his little freak out, and really just, fucking, oh man, that was, man, everyone on the train going home, everything was just well, I guess we'll go home. This was kind of a real fucking wet blanket, but.
And I have to say, I miss PAX. I do.
Yeah.
But I just can't give those bitches my money anymore.
Oh, you think you're giving up permanently? I don't know if I'll ever go back. Last year, I had pretty much officially permanently written it off. The fact that Mike has gone this long this year without saying anything stupid is kind of, I don't know, but it's.
The thing is that I do believe those dudes have the capacity to be better. I really do.
Me too, but I don't know.
But it's just, I don't know. And between that and also just the expense and the issue of even getting into PAX.
Well, there's definitely no reason to go this year because there's not really that much coming out this. If you're just worried about going out and playing game demos, which is kind of the least interesting part of PAX. The best part of PAX is going to see the panels and actually just meeting other people that you otherwise wouldn't. Just like any convention, just like a comic book convention. It's actually just hanging out with other people you otherwise wouldn't have an excuse to hang out with in the flesh. And that's going to happen every year regardless of what games are available or what.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like friend of the podcast Conley's having a good time out there.
Yeah, fuck her. I love you, Conley. I was watching the Grim Fandango stream, and they cut to the crowd a couple of times, and there were Jimmy and Conley front row center.
I totally missed it. I was playing Diablo while listening to that panel yesterday. Man, that seems like pretty cool. I've never actually watching the footage from Grim Fandango from that panel yesterday was the most Grim Fandango I've ever actually been exposed to.
I'll be curious to see your reaction to Grim Fandango when you finally get to play it, because it was very important to me, and I enjoyed it quite a bit, and it's quite an important game to me. But I still, even at the time, it has some flaws, as all things do, and I'll be curious.
Are you talking about from gameplay, like a game design, built into something, it's not just from the controllers or anything like that? But are you saying there's more fucked up?
As I recall, and it's been a while, it kind of has some pacing issues.
Okay.
and there are some weird puzzles in there. So I'll be curious to see your reaction to it.
Well, the thing is, too, I'm kind of going in there with a grain of salt, too, because I originally thought this was going to be an HD remake. It's not even that. It's just a remaster.
Yeah.
Where they're not creating any new assets or anything like that. It's really just taking the old game and just throwing in some new HD textures and stuff like that. Well, I mean, they are kind of like the controls are going to be analog controls or touchscreen controls if you happen to be playing on a pad and stuff. But yeah, I can't go in there expecting to have like a sheen and polish of like if they had made a game, if they had made it brand new, or if they had actually rebuilt it from the ground up, which they didn't do. So, which is nice because I didn't realize they actually had the Broken Age team working on the game. Which is good, so I'm glad to see those guys have something to do when presumably they're not working on the second episode of Broken Age, which when the fuck is that coming out? Come on, it's been already 6 months.
Oh, Bill.
Oh, come on! I mean, they have the engine built. That's super easy. Come on.
How long have you had your Nintendo book written? Just draw it already.
Yeah, but but I didn't have a Kickstarter for my Nintendo book where it was like, funded triple times. Well, I'm just saying, that game came out 6 months ago, and if it's coming out by the end of the year, we're getting up to the point where they need to say something about when that's coming out, if that second half is going to be at any time within 2014, is all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, making shit is hard, and I am the last person to ever go, TikTok, motherfucker, where's my part 2?
No, but it's getting to the point, I'm actually, I forgot Broken Age had come out this year, so what I just got thinking about that game this week, and I was like, oh shit, that was like earlier this year, even though that it feels like that game came out like a year ago.
Yeah.
Just because, well, yeah.
Anyway, so I had a pretty good week. I didn't do much gaming this week since gaming has still been the gaming community has still been rather poisonous this week. I've not been I haven't really been playing anything, but I really wanted to. I missed gaming. I missed actually the pleasure of gaming and not the bullshit surrounding gaming.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need kind of a light and fluffy and fun game. And coincidentally, Foley and I had bought the Lego Movie, the game, for our little friend Noah, our little 6-year-old bro, to come over and play.
Was this what you were playing before? Because I thought you were talking about a Lego game like last week or the week before.
Yeah. I'd been playing it a little bit. But
oh, you actually did manage to sneak in Lego conversation, because right before we started recording, I was pointing out how last week was the first podcast in about 6 months where we hadn't actually even mentioned the word Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, go ahead.
But anyway, so yeah, Foley and I have been playing the Lego Movie game, and you know what? Those games are pretty much fundamentally unchanged from the first Lego game I played, but they're still just kind of soothing and reassuring and pleasant. And
is it still made by Traveler's Tales?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So it's that same formula, except it's okay.
Exactly. It was just it's just kind of like, it was the dollop of just simple fun gaming.
They have co-op in that game?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just like all.
Just like all the games. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, are you always automatically playing as Emmett, or can you actually play as other characters?
Before you unlock free play, you're usually playing Emmett and then one of the other core characters. So like Wildstar or Batman or Vitruvius or Unikitty.
Nah, I play the fucking out of Unikitty.
Yeah. So, but we're far enough in it. We beat it. And now we're just fucking around and unlocking shit. So now we have, like, everyone unlocked, and it's just...
Is there, like, a free roaming... Can you, like, build stuff or anything like that? Or is there some kind of, like... I know those games you're always, like, running around, like I don't know if there's, like, some extra mode. Because I remember... I thought there was a Lego game that came out where you could, like, maybe I'm thinking, like, the Toy Story game, where they had an extra mode where you could kind of build stuff. And it wasn't, like, a platformer. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong
There was a Lego MMO where the whole thing was around building.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
And I don't know if the Lego City game for the Wii U had any building.
Because it would be kind of interesting if you had a Lego game where this would be almost in the whole game of itself, but if you could kind of create like three-dimensional, like in-game environments, or like, well, not even environments, but just things by if you're unhinged from the physics of reality, if you could actually like just build Lego stuff in a game. That would actually be kind of a cool mechanic.
Have I got a game for you? It's called Minecraft.
I know.
No, but I mean, obviously,
Like
Lego
Lego
Minecraft is just like an
cool.
obvious sort of conclusion.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually kind of surprised. If you're Lego, how are you not thinking about how do we just not make a Minecraft knockoff that is just Lego? First person, you're walking around, you're taking pieces from over here, putting pieces over here. Huh.
That shit.
That's what the Lego MMO should have been.
That shit costs money, son.
Yeah, you know, Lego.
Why do that when you've got this perfectly fine cash cow over here
Man.
that's just, you know.
They're charging $200 for the Parisian.
Yes, that means that they should be
restaurant.
able to
They're not allowed
make you an open world sandbox MMO. Literally, that's
They're
what
not
that
allowed to
means.
cry, poor Richard. Is all I'm saying. Come on.
No, I'm not saying they don't have the money to do it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that why dump hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars
Yeah.
in development in a sandbox game when your other games are doing it.
Although if you're already making a Lego MMO, you're already like dumping a lot of money into that anyway. But
I think they actually like pulled the plug on their. And now
oh
I'm
no,
totally
yeah,
talking out of my hat.
I think the Lego MMO was designed even before Minecraft may have even come out. So who
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What I'm saying is they tried to do that to some degree once. It failed dramatically. Guess what they're not going to do again?
Yeah.
Go throw that out.
I thought we were having a good time though.
Anyway,
Lego movie.
Lego Movie the game is ridiculous.
Does it have the song?
It does have Everything is Awesome. One thing that's really funny is that, like most licensed games, they use, for all the cutscenes and all the narrative interstitials, they're all clips from the movie. But one thing that's really kind of funny and jarring is that they don't use Mark Mothersbaugh's music.
Really?
In the game. Yeah, they don't have the license to the orchestration. They have, like, 2 songs from the movie.
How do you not have... Okay.
They have Everything is Awesome, and... they have one other song.
Is it just a guy playing a flute in the background instead now?
It's just weird because it's just the Lego Movie game music is what they use in it,
yeah.
and it is plays, and it's one of those things where it's interesting how much it kind of undermines a dramatic moment or even a funny moment to have the wrong music in it. So you're saying there's cutscenes. It's just like essentially just a clip from like the DVD just inserted in between gameplay moments. That's what's interesting is that the so because I'm playing it on PS4, you can live stream that shit, and whenever they come across, they play a cutscene. There's a notification that comes up that says, "Hey, your broadcast is paused because restricted content is being shown."
Oh my god, that is fucked up.
It's bizarre.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
But
having said that,
especially with
the game.
But so much of the joy from the other Lego games is actually kind of seeing, like, you know, Star Wars Legos or Harry Potter and stuff. The cutscenes are like scenes from the movies reenacted in Lego. In mime, it'd be kind of funny to see, like, and granted, you know, it'd be kind of funny to see
a Lego
an
movie.
engine. But that's what I was saying. You wouldn't take that much to do in-engine reenactments of shit like from the movie. Do they actually have the actual voices of the celebrities inside the game when you're actually running around?
For the most part, they do have Will Ferrell. They do have Chris Pratt. I'm pretty sure it's Elizabeth Banks, and they have some of the barks are done by sound-alikes.
Oh, okay.
Like they didn't have Morgan Freeman in the booth going ooh, that shit.
Yeah.
But
although playing a game where you're playing as a Chris Pratt voiced Lego person sounds kind of fun just by itself.
It's, you know what? It's a Lego game.
Yeah.
It was kind of the dollop of sweetness that I needed. So thank you, Traveler's Tales. Thank you.
Very cool.
Bill, tell me about your experience playing Diablo 3.
Diablo 3 is just a Lego movie, except it takes itself way too seriously.
Yeah.
Well, that's a co-op game where you're smashing stuff.
Man, so Foley and I downloaded the demo for the PS3 version or Xbox version or something, and we played it together. And
okay. Yeah,
we had a good time. But I tell you what, I got what I needed from that demo.
Okay.
Like we didn't even finish the demo.
What are you talking about? You're the one who volunteered that like you might buy the Diablo game a couple weeks or months ago, and then on Twitter when I was like offering to lend it to you, you were like, "Man, Lego is not my speed." I'm like, what the hell happened?
Do you not remember that on this yes, I did long ago say that I had pre-ordered Diablo? Your memory is so selective. And then I said more recently, I canceled it because I realized Diablo's not my jam.
Yeah.
And we had talked about it like a week or two ago.
I forgot about this.
And you said, "Hey, Diablo's coming out," and I said, "It's not my thing." I said on this podcast.
I don't remember this at all.
Oh, Bill.
I think you're making this up.
Anyway.
So wait, could you do Coach Couch
Co-op?
Couch Co-op. I can't say that. Couch Co-op. You could do that in the demo?
Yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't even quite sure if you could do that because there's online co-op. The only reason I know that is because Joshin was playing my copy, and I guess Jacob, he Darum just dropped into while Joshin was playing, and there was some kind of confusion about what was going on. But yeah, I don't.
There's couch co-op. Diablo is fun for about 15 minutes.
It's worth it just to hear Deckard Cain being Diablo. You have to go kill Diablo.
No.
It is a fun, mindless smash 'em up.
Oh yeah, and like it's the sort of thing where if Foley and I were to play together for a while, we'd have fun, but it's not anything that I enjoy playing by myself, it's not anything I really enjoy because it's like with my wife, it's like a bonding gaming thing with my wife.
Yeah.
But it's not really anything I'm interested in playing.
I would have thought that game would have been at least fully speed because you can be kind of a big brute. You can be a guy or a lady. What character classes did you play as in the demo?
Pointless is the thing. Like there is no meaning to it other than attain more loot so you can smash things more effectively so you can attain more loot.
Well, exactly. Yeah, no, it's a total circle that way.
That's just not. That's.
Which is funny because you and we have played, was it Baldur's Gate 2, which is the exact same game. And we had a great time with that.
I was sitting in your living room and we were hanging out chilling. It was like a socialization thing. It wasn't just, that was the gameplay, like playing that just for a gameplay perspective.
No, but I'm saying you were playing with Foley on your couch, so it shouldn't have been that much of a different experience.
And we enjoyed it for like 15 minutes. And then we stopped playing.
And it's okay to say that you've grown out of third-person smash 'em ups from like 1995.
Also, as silly as it sounds, like the thing, I do feel like there's a difference between Baldur's Gate and Diablo, because Baldur's Gate I feel more like is like a ridiculous D&D module, whereas and we are of course discussing Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance here.
Oh, okay.
For consoles.
Is that Baldur's Gate 2, or is that just...
We've had this discussion many times. When we say Baldur's Gate, the majority of people are thinking,
God damn it.
Oh, Baldur's Gate, the classic computer RPG with a deep, engaging narrative that really helped reshape BioWare.
So Dark Alliance is like the console exclusive or something?
Yes, it is like a weird spin-off of... That's like if we were talking about the weird Fallout game that was made using the Dark Alliance engine and called that Fallout. Like, okay. It's not, people would not compute. But
whatever Baldur's Gate that game that was, whatever you and I played like that summer, yeah.
Dark Alliance was more like a D&D module where it was a self-contained little adventure. And you could replay it for more loot and everything like that, but there was even the flimsiest narrative to it, and I was able to enjoy that, as opposed to Diablo 3 has a little too much of a feeling of the infinite, endless grinding that does not appeal to me.
It's okay to call it grinding, because that's even more...
I can see the enjoyment of it, and it could totally feed into my addiction centers, but it's the sort of thing where I look at it and I go, oh, this could absolutely feed into my addiction centers, and I don't.
Well, I didn't think about that. It's funny, because this is the second time I've actually played the game, because I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I bought the Mac version when it first came out on for computers, when the game first came out like 2 years ago, and so this is the second time I've played the game, and I forgot how even the first time I played the game, there are entire like gameplay systems that I completely never even tried to figure out. Like there's a whole crafting system, which was just too deep for me to understand, and I'm running into that again with the console version where I'm just like, I don't know what this is, and I think I'm just going to ignore it and just in favor of just smashing things, and I'll just assume that whatever I get out of boxes and out of smashing skeletons will be enough for me. I don't have to worry about the crafting stuff too much, but yeah, it's funny how I'm kind of like intentionally dumbing it down for myself, just so I don't even have to worry about like, you know, the stats of stuff, and like even when I'm comparing like loot, like I've read there's all this modifiers and shit, like, you know, different. I'm just ignoring all that shit. Whichever damage number is bigger or armor number is bigger, I just equip that automatically, and that's all I'm looking at. So I am playing it as stupidly as possible. Well, I'm still having a good time, but yeah, I think which is stupid because. I just dropped $60 on that. Destiny's coming out in less than 2 weeks, and I'm gonna be dropping like $150 on that because I got the big edition coming. But I just needed something to hold me over for the next 2 weeks. I just needed a very stupid just action game because I still have a backlog. I still have like Shovel Knight and all these other games that I need to finish. I have the Valiant Hearts game. I have with the Child of Light game. But all that stuff is like I just want something stupid to play while like watching PAX streams, live streams
Yeah.
this weekend.
Yeah.
And that's actually been really fun because I've been playing Diablo 3 with the sound turned almost completely down while watching Grim Fandango and all this other stuff on PAX.
I mean, honestly, it's kind of what I needed from the Lego Movie game. I just kind of needed
very passive, but just kind of like mindless, but
pleasantly mindless. Yeah.
And you know what? Actually, a large part of that is also because of all the bullshit that's been going on in gaming right now. It's been nice to have a game where you don't have to think about things too much and you just kind of mindlessly just like play something without, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
Bullshit. Anyway, what else?
The other thing I've been doing this week, so really all I did this week was sleep, work, play the Lego Movie game, and watch more Teen Wolf. Foley and I are now up to the present season of Teen Wolf.
Where are you getting Teen Wolf from?
Various and sundry sources.
Oh, okay, because I gave you some Teen Wolf, but I wasn't.
The first season Bill found for us in a dumpster.
Yeah.
The second season we actually bought. I can't remember. The third season was half free on Prime, and so we half bought it on Prime. And now the fourth season we got on iTunes. So we're kind of all over the place.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
But this season on Teen Wolf we have so far. So there are werewolves. That's just the status quo. We now have a were-fox, a were-coyote, a were-jaguar, and then I made a joke on Twitter about were-nouns, and like it's just like a series of were-nouns, and then like literally after I made that joke, we watched an episode where we had an honest-to-God were-teen.
So what, it's like a 30-year-old that turns into an 18-year-old?
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
Wait, what's like...
There was a lot of backstory to it, but I was just sitting here going, are you kidding me? And again, I mentioned last time I talked about Teen Wolf that it was alarming to watch an episode with an actual teen on it because all these teens are older.
Yeah, exactly.
It was that same actual teen that they brought back, and I was like, oh.
So wait, so this person only turns into a teenager again, like on the full moon?
Bill, it's the fourth season. I got a lot of backstory to explain this to you.
Is this person fighting like a Van Helsing type of guy who only kills teenagers? Is just like an angry guy who's just like with a shotgun trying to shoot kids who step on his lawn?
Teen Wolf is kind of interesting because it's a post-Buffy show.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to having watched Buffy back in the day.
Yeah.
And watching post-Buffy shows that follow, there are some shows that kind of wear that influence on their sleeve to some degree. Like, for example, Lost Girl, which I also watch. Did
you see that's getting canceled?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, its next batch of episodes. I think it's only got like 8 episodes left, and then it's over.
There better be a goddamn threesome by the end of that series. A foursome if they can swing it, because my god. Anyway, Teen Wolf is interesting because it's a post-Buffy show that doesn't feel like it's far enough apart from Buffy that it doesn't like feel like a post-Buffy show.
Okay.
Like it feels like it's sort of like when you have things that the best metaphor I can think of is Star Wars. Star Wars was very much so influenced by all these things that preceded it. And then you have people who grew up on Star Wars and now that they're riffing on these things without even understanding the original context.
Yeah. Well, Buffy is old enough now that there's got to be showrunners who are making shows now who, rather than having kind of like been just influenced by Buffy, kind of grew up with Buffy, so it's already been part of the fabric of their kind of culture. Yeah. So rather than consciously saying, I'm going to make a Buffy thing, they just know that like you can do this just because that's what they grew up with now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like what you're saying with Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's interesting to have something be on the surface. You would think that it's just a Buffy sort of thing, and then you actually watch it and you're like, this isn't actually very
Buffy. Yeah, it's
not
a conscious influence, even though it wouldn't exist if it weren't for this thing, but it's definitely.
And
you seem to legitimately like it. It's not just because it's sexy fun. Dudes or anything like that. You're having a good time with it.
No, it's not. The dudes are so not my jam. It's not.
Oh, really?
Funny.
Isn't that? I thought they were kind of like beastly hunks and shit.
No, I mean, it's not really.
So it is kind of like willowy wannabe teenage like 25-year-olds.
No, but Bill.
Annie, let's talk about sexual preferences and what.
I am not the just like undiscriminating, voracious sexual predator you seem to think I am.
I'm just the So I really I do have to admit I'm not quite sure what turns you on these days because it all seems to be it kind of arbitrary to me these days. So I'm just so whatever. Yeah.
It's almost like I can. Well, the thing is that my whole life I was largely asexual for various reasons, and then I kind of became more in touch with my sexuality, and then I felt a need to consciously voice even casual attraction to things because I had never done that before, and it was important for me to validate that. And now it's just like, oh, I can actually reserve attraction for things and people that I'm actually attracted to.
Okay,
like,
so you're
100%.
balancing out now a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so Teen Wolf is a lot of fun, but where I was going is that this show is so weird. One of the things they do it's kind of interestingly post Buffy, which again on the surface of it is like, oh, that's so Buffy-ish, but then you watch it and it's like, wow, not at all. They killed a female character, and in her place brought in 3 other female characters, and we have a female villain. And it's just kind of it's kind of great the way it's like, oh, wait a minute, now there are 3 cursory male characters, and really this is kind of like ambient broads everywhere.
I'm assuming the Were Fox is a lady, right?
She's technically a kitsune.
No. Okay.
I am being dismissive. Yeah, she's actually a really great character.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see they're playing into some kind of like not just Western culture bullshit. But yeah.
Well, that's the thing. So season 3 was split in half. There's season 3.1 and season 3.5 that are, for all intents and purposes, 2 separate seasons.
Okay.
The second season deals with some Japanese mythology. There's you got your kitsune, you got some oni demons, and the narrative actually dealt with the Japanese internment camp. Like that was kind of.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool
about this
because.
on Teen Wolf, but yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it's a subject matter that our culture really doesn't engage with, so that was kind of cool. Even though it was like in the context of this very dumb show and like a really weak narrative on this very dumb show.
Yeah.
But the first episode of season 3.B opens with this there's this like Japanese context and also a Mexican werewolf hunter mob, and it was to the point where I kind of sat here and I'm like, are they filling a quota? Like it's just like this is a very white show.
Is there a Canadian werebear?
Is there a Canadian werebear? No, we did just, however, get introduced to berserkers in season 4 that are men wearing bear skeletons. Ooh. So, and it's so funny because their design, there's some actual creepy, like the show is an attempt to do a horror show, and they do have some genuinely creepy elements and some bits that are actually really well handled. But then the rest of it is like the cinematography and the framing and the lighting and the editing is all very TV show.
It's like genre television kind of milquetoast. Like there's no real effort. It's no Hannibal or anything like that. Yeah.
It's like it's the way that Hannibal, even like a casual conversation in Hannibal, is still shot with that kind of heightened tension of their really
almost to a ridiculous point where it kind of turns into like almost like a Philip Glass like art film or something.
But it's consistent throughout is my point. Whereas Teen Wolf, you'll have like a really striking, really moodily lit like scene where like Lydia is looking at a wall and faces start emerging from the wall screaming in pain, and it's actually kind of creepy. And then you'll cut to like
shot like a Fruit Loops commercial.
It's just
it's still to the afternoon about shit. Yeah, it's not quite. Yeah,
it's very strange. Also having slammed the whole series over the course of a few weeks like we have. The tonal shifts, like even from season to season, are kind of jarring.
So wait, what season is it? Like you're on 4th season now?
4.
Man, that's a lot. That's a lot of Teen Wolf. You know, like if the show gets really bad, 5. You need to start calling it Teen Wolf. Ugh.
We call it Teeny Wolf, the teeniest wolf, the wolf that's teen.
Can you call it Peen Wolf?
Hey, Bill, tell me about new Doctor Who.
Like, there are a lot of guys on Teen
Wolf.
Tell
me about new Doctor Who, Bill.
Man, there's a lot of penises in Doctor Who now. It's really weird. Well, I guess the Daleks are kind of like phallic. New Doctor Who's not very good. The new Doctor's nice. Peter Capaldi. Well, everyone knew Peter Capaldi was going to go. He was going to be a fine Doctor. But yeah, the new episode is about like this dinosaur that shows up in the middle of Victorian London, and that suddenly gets killed 20 minutes in, and there's the rest of the episode is not anything, has nothing to do with this dinosaur. And these clockwork robots show up, and it's just shitty, just fucking terrible ass writing.
Yeah.
Like the plotting, again with all the Stephen Moffat stuff, where the plotting just doesn't really make sense, and it's more about cutesy little moments rather than anything actually like hanging together and making sense. It's got Vastra and Jenny, and they actually kiss on screen, which I guess the BBC got 6 official complaints from viewers as a result of that.
Ooh.
But the big news was the BBC officially came out and said it does not. We don't discriminate based on gender who kisses who. So that was actually kind of made news in England about that. I guess was like them very specifically coming out and saying we're not gonna find Doctor Who just because 2 ladies kissed, especially when one's a lizard lady, I guess. But which is funny because the excuse for them kissing, it was this situation where all the heroes show up and they're fighting these robots, and the robots. They only attack things that breathe because they want to destroy all like organic things, and I guess for some reason they only identify things as being organic as if they breathe. So this is this fight scene where everyone has to fight without breathing, and there's a scene where Jenny, the human lady, she's about to run out of air, and Foster's like, but I can store extra oxygen in my lungs. Kiss me. And so they have this big, long, lingering kiss in the middle of this fight where they're dressed like ninjas, where they have just dropped down out of the ceiling. This is in the middle of Victorian London too. It is goddamn ridiculous, but not necessarily in the good way that I think Stephen Moffat thought it was gonna be. But Doctor Who.
Well, while you were Doctor Who-ing, last night I went to Hollywood Theater. I've talked about it in the past, one of my favorite theaters here in Portland. They, in honor of the passing of Lauren Bacall, did a screening of Key Largo. Which I've not seen in a long, long time. There was a period in high school where, no joke, I took a list of movies that I found referenced in the Encarta CD-ROM that I had. I was like, I need to watch these movies. That's actually why I watched Blade
That's a good
Runner
excuse
Brazil.
to like, that's I love little Annie.
I found both in Blade Runner and Brazil listed in I think it was listed on a noir, like a noir entry on Encarta or something like that. So anyway, saw Key Largo last night, took the missus to go see it. It was great. They got a 35mm print of it, and it was just a lot of fun. Like, that movie is an interesting movie. It's kind of a brilliant premise. There are some old movies that you watch that are based on stage plays that are, like, they feel like it in the way, but there's this great feeling of isolation because they're always trapped on a set or two. The context of Key Largo is Humphrey Bogart was the commanding officer for a man named George who died during the war. He got he's now post-war. He's kind of drifting and lost, and he's kind of questioning the world because of what he saw during the war and his experiences with it. He gets a letter from the widow of George saying, please come down to our hotel in Key Largo where George's father and I live. We want to know what happened to him. We want to know the real story because we only have this letter from the government. We want to know. So he drifts down to Key Largo. When he gets there during the off-season, there are these suspicious men and one very sad-looking woman in the hotel that tell him the hotel is closed and that Mr. Temple, George's father, is not here. You learn that they are gangsters who have bought up the hotel during off-season to basically use it as a base point for their nefarious deeds. And it's all about this conflict between Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, John Barrymore plays George's father, and all of
John Barrymore being the old man Potter from It's a Wonderful Life.
So you have this confluence of personalities while this hurricane rages around them. And it's just kind of a great little premise for a movie. And they showed it because as a tribute to Lauren Bacall because they said it was the best Bogart and Bacall movie. I think that it's the best movie that they made together, but it's not the best for Lauren Bacall. Lauren Bacall's performance is great.
So what's your choice for Lauren Bacall then?
I really love To Have and Have Not. I think that is such an interesting... If you're going to show a Bogart-Bacall movie, you show To Have and Have Not, because it's just their relationship is what makes that movie.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about her performance is phenomenal in Key Largo, because when she first sees Humphrey Bogart, she has this visible hunger in her eyes, just because this man is the only link she has to her husband. Like, her character is so sparingly written, but the writing that's there just kind of gives you a very rich idea of who she is. And then Lauren Bacall just brings such an amazing performance to it. she's fantastic in that movie. But you could essentially pretty much edit her out, and beyond being a galvanizing force to Humphrey Bogart deciding to be a good dude.
Yeah, she's not intrinsic to the plot, but she's
really
great
fun.
window dressing.
She's amazing window dressing. She does such a good job dressing.
If you're gonna go window dressing, you get that's the most upscale cinematic window dressing you can get. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it was a really good time. It was really enjoyable. And what's great is that they're actually screening in honor of Eli Wallach. They're screening The Magnificent Seven in a few weeks.
Oh, okay.
Which I've actually never seen.
I've never seen that. You know, I was just thinking about that right before. Of all things, I was thinking about that before I went to bed last night because I was thinking about how much The Seven Samurai should influence the new Star Wars trilogy. That's neither here or there, but it's funny that got me thinking about how I've never actually seen The Magnificent Seven though last night, because Magnificent Seven being based off The Seven Samurai.
I've seen The Seven Samurai, and I actually watched it in anticipation of watching The Magnificent Seven, because I thought, if I'm going to see The Magnificent Seven, I should watch Seven Samurai.
You should have just jumped straight to, because The Seven Samurai is a great movie, but man, you have to watch it over the course of like 3 days and with a lot of patience. It's more interesting than it is entertaining.
On top of that, again, this is during the self-education, movie education of Annie during high school. So I was watching it on my combination TV VCR that was about this big.
Wait, what? Seven Samurai?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's not the way to watch the Seven Samurai. So.
Because that movie's 3.5 hours long.
I know. Woof.
There's really only about an hour's worth of plot in that movie. The rest of it is like kind of staring at each other or like
However.
But yeah.
Toshiro Mifune.
So what did it look like? How did it look like on the big screen when Bacall first sees Bogey and it suddenly cuts to the footage of the cartoon wolf with the heart beating out of his chest? Ooga ooga.
See, the thing, what's really interesting is that she's, like I said, she's hungry, but it's not necessarily for Humphrey Bogart.
Like just out, I could see she just wants. It's just life, just that. It's not just him as a person, but it's like,
It's actually really well done, and she manages to do it just through how she treats him and her face. Like, it's just, it's fascinating.
You said this is based off a play, and I did see this when I was in Paris when it was called Oui Largo.
Bill, the best part of that was your satisfied look. Was your satisfied head cock when you were done.
Oh, people who are not just listening to this podcast don't get the satisfaction of Bill just being so amused by himself. But
hey, everybody!
I just imagine Humphrey Bogart in, like, striped shirt with, like, a little beret, smoking, like, offering Bacall, like, a baguette, and they're both still being, like, just themselves, but, like, like a French cartoon,
Hey, everybody! We're gonna take a little break and come back for the Geek Week in Review.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay. We're on track. We're only an hour down. We have an hour to get through the what time's your appointment for your next viewing of wedding stuff?
It's at 1, but I have to go pick some folks up at 12:30, so I gotta leave at 12.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah, we'll be done by then, no problem. So.
All right. Jacob notes that the Penny Arcade guys have been quiet because one of their children is ill. Yeah, I know Tycho's child is
like not like deathly ill, but just sick?
No, deathly ill.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
With what?
You're asking the wrong person. The one time I looked at Penny Arcade in a long time was when he had made a post about visiting the hospital and seeing his son. Tycho? Tycho's the writer.
The
not Gabe. Not Gabe.
I know. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them both. They were playing. I guess there's an HD remake of Gauntlet out now. And I saw the back stream. They were both kind of playing it, and just being kind of very much like, oh, that's a game. Okay. Oof. Boy, I'm glad we're not at PAX this year then. Shit. Oh man, they keep on showing. I forgot they're remaking all the the Halo Halo Master Chief games. So they've been like running a tournament all during PAX where they've been live streaming all the games from this Halo tournament. But there's something wrong with the code of this game. Well, the game's not done until November, and so it's a pre-baked alpha version of the game that keeps on crashing during every match I've watched.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be a tournament, but they had like none of the games can finish because the game keeps crashing. Like, I feel bad for those guys. It's supposed to be a tournament. It's one thing if they were just demonstrating the game that kept on crashing, then they can go, what are you gonna do? But it's supposed to be a tournament where people are like competing against each other and they're having to restart games all the time, and like, it's fucked up. Yeah, no, that's ugh.
Yeah.
So anyway, we can go to the Geek Week News and Review.
Okay.
Anyway.
You ready, my friend?
Yes.
Hey, everybody! Now it's time for the Geek Week in Review.
Woo!
Keep in mind that these notes are written by Bill, and I'm reading them for the first time.
Cold, which explains a lot of why this whole segment of the podcast is always really kind of weirdly paced.
I should actually preface that every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill notes, God damn it, Pizza Cats, and then has a link to a YouTube thing.
And he has to go check out wedding venues, otherwise we would sit down and offer a podcast commentary for every Pizza Hut Pizza Cat video available on our web channel right now. Have you seen more than the one commercial I linked to you, Annie?
No, I only saw that one.
Yeah, no, they've done. It's a whole ad campaign in Japan, I guess, right now, where they just have little cats dressed like pizza delivery men. Just there's one where there's one of the pizza cats are, I guess, supposed to be answering the phone for someone ordering delivery. Instead of answering the phone, the cat just comes by and sits on the phone while it's ringing, and that's the whole commercial. It's kind of just showing how impractical it would be to have cats as pizza delivery men, essentially. Yeah.
Every time you discuss the Pizza Cats, my brain always adds samurai to the front of it.
Oh no!
Only
Like your
Pizza
child
Cat.
of the '90s.
Oh
Oh man, you know what? I saw somebody doing a live stream of the Super Nintendo Tiny Toons video game this week.
Yep.
And it made me very sad because like there are all these jokes and stuff inside the game where like I've never really seen more than 5 minutes of Tiny Toons, and like I don't get any of these references. Whereas I knew if you were watching this, you'd be like, "Oh my god, that's so cute, that's so funny."
I played that game. I rented that game religiously from Blockbuster back in the day. The game is hard as balls.
I should send you a link to this the playthrough because he beats it in about 45 minutes.
I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure. The GamerX gaming convention is returning as GX Everyone Games, with Kickstarter funding the next convention for the fall of 2015 in the Bay Area. They're almost at 60,000 of their 80,000 goal with 3 weeks left to go.
Yeah,
I
this is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm bummed out because they were thinking about alternate venues because the Bay Area is so expensive.
Yeah, I saw part of their Kickstarter. They were actually apologized to people for having it take place in the Bay Area again.
Yeah, because they were talking about doing it in Portland pretty seriously.
Oh,
and I
really?
was like, please.
So wait, what's the problem? It's just that like whatever money they have just doesn't go very far. They always end up getting stuck in very tiny venues.
Well, no,
Area?
I know that last year they had a lot of bullshit with their in fact, the reason why I think they're doing the Kickstarter is that they were the only way they're able, because they're still in debt for GamerX 2.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So they're trying to do this to get out of the hole for GamerX 2. Bless them. So yeah, I need to throw some dollars at them. I'd like to go. I regret not going this year.
Yeah, so they actually have a list of people who have donated $3,000 or more to the campaign so far, and one of the first donators was Fulbright, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And I saw that like even Blizzard dropped $10,000.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I feel even better for for double dipping on Diablo 3 if those guys are going to drop $10,000 on goddamn GamerX. But no, I'm seriously glad that they're coming back. It sounded like that convention was dead and gone, but especially I like this rebranding rather than just specifically just calling it GamerX. Now it's pretty much it's not specifically gay. Or it's not sexually oriented. Now it's just like if you just feel alienated by mainstream gaming altogether, this is just the convention for you. So
which is it's a beautiful thing. So
yeah, exactly.
More power to him. I gotta see if I can get down to that one this year.
Yeah.
Bill,
well, you got a whole year to play. Maybe that'll be your honeymoon. What? It'll be like a fall
my
after you get married.
honeymoon is a gaming convention.
No, well, you got to San Francisco. You do other stuff. You go see the whales from Star Trek 4.
No, we ain't driving south, motherfucker. We're driving east.
Well, okay. You're gonna go see everyone in Chicago.
That's right.
Yeah, actually, you can drive to Chicago, see Steve, go up to Canada, see the other Steve. You can do the Steve trip.
Yeah, Steve honeymoon, a Stevie moon. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Stevie moon.
Animal Crossing characters is DLC for Mario Kart, but not until next May.
God. You know, okay, so this is they announced for the first time that there's going to be DLC for a Mario Kart game. No, actually, they had actually announced it like earlier this summer. There's going to be DLC for Mario Kart 8, which is the first DLC ever, where they announced that you would get a free like Mercedes cart. Nintendo announced like a marketing deal that like where you could like you'd have a cart that was essentially a little Mercedes car, but in like in cart form. But this is the second batch of stuff. There's like technically there's going to be 2 big batches of DLC for Mario Kart 8. The first one comes out this fall, which is you can race as Zelda characters. Link is like on a like Triforce labeled motorbike, which looks actually ridiculous. But the second one is the one I care about. Yeah, next May you can race as Isabelle from Animal Crossing, you know, little yellow dog. Or you can race as any of the villagers, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's just like, ah! Well, everyone was also freaking about, too, this opens the door for Mario Kart rather than just being about Mario Kart characters, or about Mario characters. It'd be, like, now, in the future, the Mario Kart probably now just essentially be Nintendo Kart, where, like, you can have all the Nintendo, you'll probably have Kirby racing and all this other shit like that, but, if you care about Nintendo... Man, I just want to race as Isabelle. That cracks me up. I like little Animal Crossing carts like that.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Oh my god, just that alone. And like Animal Crossing themed stages and stuff. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's not just like characters. The DLC for Mario Kart, but there will be like new themed stages. So I'm assuming there's going to be an Animal Crossing card. There's going to be a Legend of Zelda track and stuff like that too. So you'll be racing through Hyrule. And as beautiful as Mario Kart 8 was, it'll be actually cute to actually be driving through like Animal Crossing country and like Hyrule and all that stuff. It should be super cute.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am super jazzed.
As well you should be, my friend. That merits excitement.
Did you see that the Nintendo actually announced that they're coming out with little figures that like you can place on top of the Wii U controller and stuff like that. They actually announced and actually showed off the final version of those little figures. They're actually like crazy detailed.
I know. I was looking at that and like I kind of want a Star Fox.
Yeah, Princess Peach has like kind of crazy frill on her dress. Like for like those tiny little figures, they actually look really nice. Samus looks super badass.
Yeah.
I threw down Amazon pre-orders for Animal Crossing Villager and Link and something. What was that? Someone else? Anyway, so shut up.
I think the smartest thing you can do is make those RFID figures attractive. Because then even assholes who aren't playing the game.
That's what I'm saying. Because like the first game that's supposed to use that with is supposed to be Smash Brothers. I don't give a shit about Smash Brothers, but those figures are cute enough. Like Mario. Yeah. That's the other one I ordered. You gotta get a Mario.
You gotta get a Mario.
Even though they're like $13 a piece. But...
Did you see the Instagram of the guy who does the voice of Mario? Have you seen this?
What do you do?
All he does is he has these Mario and Luigi and action figures, and he just wanders around making their voices, and he posts like these little Instagram videos. I'll send a link to you. It's like,
what else is he gonna do? I guess.
What's that? Oh, it's a leaf biter.
Is he always in character? Or is he doing anything lewd with this stuff?
No. It's just sweet.
Okay.
Ridiculousness. It's very cute.
That's pretty cute. Because I know he's like some kind of weird little old guy.
Yeah. If you want to hear Mario having a random commentary about being in Chile, then it's the way to go.
Really? I assume that guy lives in Seattle, so I'd imagine like there must be people like hanging out at like malls and stuff who see this like weird, who don't know who this guy is, who sees this guy walking around like the shopping mall with like little Mario figures, like it's me. Oh god.
A new 3DS in October in Japan with the better 3D screen, slightly more powerful guts, and a little C-stick analog button thingy.
Yeah, this is weird. Mid-generation Nintendo actually putting out a slightly more powerful 3DS. It's both in the original like small screen size and also a brand new 3DS in the XL size.
Mm-hmm.
And it's weird. Like instead of like a whole new thumbstick, it really is just like a tiny button that like I guess you can wiggle inside its like little cradle. But so it's kind of 2 thumbsticks, but one's still really just kind of like a weird, like, it's almost like a 3DS clitoris that you're just kind of manipulating because it's kind of recessed, kind of weird little thing. And the big news is that software specifically designed for the new 3DS can't be played on the old 3DS.
That's interesting.
They're kind of splitting the market there, and they're doing the weird thing where the 3DS screen is supposed to be better because the 3DS has that thing where if you just slightly off axis from the screen, like the screen gets all the 3D effect gets all fucked up. Now they're going to be using the camera that's built into the 3DS that's facing your face will actually track your face, so it'll adjust the screen somehow. So it'll make it harder for you to essentially become out of phase with 3D effect. Who knows how well that's going to work? But yeah, it's weird that it's going to be like an actual like practical upgrade that's going to split the market. And they already have like the 2DS they came out with last year.
Yeah.
Well, at least that still plays all 3DS games, but it's weird that like have all these different versions of 3DS hardware out there. But,
yeah. Huh.
But yeah, I guess that comes out in Japan in October and sometime. But I would imagine like January or February or March, early 2015 for America. But yeah. Oh, the other weird thing was with that the smaller version of the new 3DS, you could actually take the cover off, the plastic hardshell cover off, and actually slap on new covers. Nintendo will be selling like Princess Peach or Animal Crossing themed covers, so the outside will you could actually have official rather than having to like buy like skins. Or like buy new special editions of the 3DS just so it looks different. Like you'd actually just slap on like new faceplates.
That's cute.
So anyway, Monkey Pants.
Saints Row 4 is getting a next-gen port this January, along with the new expansion pack where you play as Johnny Gat fighting his way out of hell to save the boss. Bill, you neglected to note the best part of that expansion pack, which is the title, Gat Out of Hell.
People have made an interesting point this week where it's kind of weird how they keep on positioning Johnny Gat as being the center of the Saints Row universe, even though the boss is so much more of a psychopath. Because like every one of the games is like, oh, Johnny Gat, he crazy, he's gonna fuck you up, he's our leader. But the boss is really the leader, and the boss is more fucking insane than Johnny Gat could ever hope to be. No matter even how you play as the boss is always kind of like a nutcase. But
I really enjoy that in this DLC, your boss is the damsel.
Yeah, which is...
That's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, which is interesting because I guess you're not going to be playing as the boss, though. You will be playing as Johnny Gat, which I've never done before, so...
I'm curious to see, because, I mean, the thing about the Saints Row is that who the fuck knows what their advertising resembles in the... Like, it could be called Gat Out of Hell, and it could be, like, you freeing the boss, and then you as
who
the
knows
boss
what that
and
feels
Johnny fighting your way out of hell or something. I don't know. Well,
I was a little disappointed that hell just looks like Steelport with red.
Oh, of course it does. They're doing exactly the Enter the Matrix shit, Dominatrix shit all over again.
Yeah, which is a bummer, because Saints Row 4, like, this is going to be the third time we've been playing that version of Steelport.
If we want, like, a Saints Row game every other year, they're not going to build a dynamic new city every time.
Although Saints Row 4 was essentially really what... I mean, that's the thing. It was like, essentially just, like, an expansion pack for Saints Row 3 on steroids. You think by virtue of the fact that that game was essentially just a giant expansion pack for Saints Row 3, and that they're doing a remake, this would give them time to actually make a brand new... Not even a new Saints Row game, but something else that's not just, like... Something like brand new, but I don't know.
Not in this time frame, like maybe in 5 years, but not in like 2 years.
Oh, it's been like 2 or 3 years. It's been like 3 years since Saints Row 3 came out. It's been long enough they could have put out something brand new. Are you gonna pick this up?
Of course I am. It's Saints Row.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Saints Row my money. I'm always gonna give Saints Row my money. They've earned my sword.
Saints Row 4 is good though.
Let's see.
I don't know. I have it in me to fight Kragor, who is the big alien monster guy again, but yeah.
Firewatch reveal at PAX. Yeah, I watched this panel. It was really interesting. A first person wandering around the woods with big oaf hands while asking your boss about what happened last night simulator.
Yeah, what is up with that trailer where your character's just like, tell me what happened last night, Delilah. I don't want to talk about it. Tell me what happened last night, Delilah.
Oh, Bill. It's about a relationship with a person. That's what I took.
So are you supposed to be dating Delilah? Or are you just like way too
concerned
Bill? About her life?
Play the game and find out
Delilah.
what mysteries will be revealed. No, Firewatch looks fucking beautiful.
It does look like a moving Ollie Moss painting, though.
So for those of y'all playing along at home, this is a game from two of the team members who are essentially the showrunners, for lack of a better term, for The Walking Dead at Telltale. A really awesome artist, Ollie Moss.
What's his name from Double Fine too, right? The sound guy? Is that who it was?
I don't.
Chris Remo, or the fuck his name was?
Yeah, Chris Remo, who did Writing on the Cave, also is an Idle Thumb, along with Sean and Jake.
Yeah.
And
it's a good team, man.
The programmer from Mark of the Ninja,
really?
And this, that's the Nels they kept referring to.
Okay.
This amazing lady modeler, whose name I'm forgetting. Shame on
she was on the panel. She was funny to hear from.
And yeah, the guy who's doing all the first, it's interesting because it's a first-person game, and the guy who's doing all the animation for your hands and feet, it just does the most amazing work. It's so awesome.
Yeah, they were talking about how the reason
so
they
much
hired him
character.
was because they had seen that they had done he had done like a mod to Half-Life 2, which was a full body awareness mod for.
Well, he did a trailer where he
something
redid the Half-Life trailer with yeah, basically full body awareness. It's really it's going to be a hell of a thing. Basically, you have a lot of people who really care about gaming and who are kind of, I don't want to say like at the top of the field, but they're like really smart people being allowed to do the
I'm
project.
curious because like it taking place in the world in the woods would kind of suggest like not that it would be Skyrim, like open world like Skyrim where you can go anywhere and do anything, but that would kind of suggest that like there would be like large open spaces for you to explore. And I wonder, especially with this being a relatively small indie game, it would behoove them to kind of keep you on a relatively narrow path.
Well, Bill,
Especially if
being
it's
in a forest,
so story driven.
being in a forest doesn't mean infinite space. Like how many
I'm not
forests?
saying infinite. Well, there's no game with infinite space, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's going to be interesting how they manage space versus story
Yes. Yeah.
management and character guidance and player guidance. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
I think by nature of being in kind of a mountainous area, that makes it a lot easier
Well,
to
that's
have
true, too,
walls and space and enclosed things. But I'm really curious about it. And what I'm really excited about it is that after watching their panel at PAX, Foley turns to me and goes, I don't know, when's the Steam box coming out? Maybe we do need a PC for living room. And I pretty much started drooling immediately.
They announced the console port of that?
Oh, they're gonna do. It's gonna be on Mac and PC.
Okay.
So I'd be able to play it on a Mac, but it's the sort of thing where I would want to play in the living room with a gamepad
Yeah.
on my TV and be able to share it with my wife. So
You and I should build we should try to, you know what, if either of us are going to try to build gaming PCs, we should probably do both at the same time. Or at least maybe buy gaming PCs at the same time or something like that.
bitch, I'm gonna throw money at a smart friend. Build a gaming PC. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, Grumpy Turtle keeps on offering both of us to build PCs.
And
also, I was talking with someone recently. They actually pointed out a great pre-built gaming box, which is really cheap and supposed to be. I forgot who it was, but they were explaining about this is if you just want something that's pre-built that's also relatively cheap, this is what you should go for. But I forgot what that was, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, no, Firewatch. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the story because these guys are good with story. But yeah, a little more interested to see what the play mechanics are supposed to be.
Yeah.
They're big, gruff, fucking stubby little
Makes me
finger
so
hands.
happy your sausage hands. It makes
Yeah, I
me
wonder
so
what
happy.
people are gonna look like in that game because your hands are so kind of like Pixar-y, kind of like clubby,
It
kind
makes
of
me
like
so
yeah.
happy. Phil Lord and Chris Miller are gonna try and remake The Greatest American Hero.
Which I thought this was a joke at first,
God bless.
but no, I guess this is their thing.
When is their new show coming out?
I meant to look that up last night. I totally forgot. Yeah, that's supposed to be the show. I thought that was supposed to be out this fall about the guy who's the last surviving dude on Earth.
Yeah, Last Man on Earth
Yeah.
with Will Forte.
Which one's Will Forte? Is he Abe Lincoln?
He was Jenna Maroney's impersonator that married her on 30 Rock.
Oh, okay. Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
So wait, who plays Abe Lincoln?
He was also Abe Lincoln on Clone
Okay, it's
High,
Abe
yes.
Lincoln on Clone High.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And in the Lego movie.
Yeah, for 2 seconds in the Lego movie. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm pretty excited about it.
No news on when Last Man on Earth comes out?
No, it doesn't. It just says 2014.
If they're smart, they'll do marketing push with Fallout 4 with that. Are we going to get Fallout 4 announcement this Christmas at the VGAs?
Who the fuck knows? It'll happen when it happens. I accept that Fallout 4, like Red Dead 2, is going to be something that's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hold
happen
my
this
breath.
generation, but yeah.
Not going to hold my breath.
Like
for it.
when, as opposed to...
But you know what? I'm going to let them bake and let them take as much time as they want to make a good goddamn game.
We are due for at least an announcement for Fallout 4, because even if they announce it right now, tomorrow, it's not coming out for 2 years.
And I'm okay with that because I want them to take time to make the best game they can, as opposed to rushing me the game that I want in 3 years.
No.
Amazon brought Twitch and maybe bringing back the Ben Edlund, Patrick Warburton live-action Tick TV show.
Yeah, Amazon kind of lost its shit this week. Yeah, it's funny that they bought after all this talk about Google buying Twitch. That did not happen.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, well, it turns out the big stumbling block there. Sounds like Google was on the verge of, they were just about to pull the trigger. It sounds like that wasn't just bullshit rumors, but it was funny because everyone just accepted like as pretty much as fact. Turns out there was some monopoly issues there in terms of, which does kind of make sense that it would be a little weird that if Google owns YouTube, there was also like, yeah, like I could see from a government perspective maybe a bit much if they're also going to own Twitch on top of that. Like, yeah, you're not allowed to own too much in the way of overlapping media, things like that. But yeah, Amazon.
So if we want to prevent a monopoly, let's let Amazon buy it.
I know. Well, at least they can have competing monopoly. Like, well, everyone's just assuming that this means while watching a Twitch for an old game, you could just there'll just be a link in the corner of the screen where you can buy this game now. And
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It makes sense. It's like it's a venue filled with consumers. So
well, that's how people are expecting Amazon's going to fight. If companies are going to complain about, oh, you can't stream our content, that's our video game, that's how Amazon might come back and say, bitch, we can sell you 1 million copies of this game directly because we own the thing that distributes half the copies of your game being out there. So, leave us alone. We'll just let us sell your shit. This is essentially just commercials for the stuff we're selling.
And it's interesting because theoretically it'd be a way for streamers to monetize their streams through some sort of
if
Amazon ad supporting. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
That might be a little hopeful, but we'll see.
Steve Carell is signed on to star in a new Looney Tunes movie written by the guys who wrote X-Men First Class. What? Notes, Bill? Also, Bill notes that they didn't hire John Krasinski instead, so they could have called it Space Jam. Super good joke, Bill.
Steve Carell's too old to be starring in a goddamn Looney Tunes movie. What the fuck? I like Steve Carell. He can be funny, but like...
When I went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy, they had a trailer before that for Alexander's, No Good, Awful, Very Bad Day, the movie. Yeah. Which is interesting because they made it, like, the trailer was kind of amazing because it was almost like an SNL spoof of the kind of movie that it was.
Yeah.
It's like, what if rather than just Alexander having a bad day, what if his whole family had a bad day too? And what if their bad day brought them together?
And that's the trailer, really is just kind of like, I'm surprised the trailer doesn't end with the credits of the movie and like some kind of like inspirational stuff. But yeah, the writers from X-Men First Class.
You know what? Bill, I'm right there with you. I am shocked.
Oh no!
A Looney Tunes live-action movie would not have an amazing and sterling pedigree.
I mean, you can complain about that, but this is also the same thing. This is also the same year where the guys who direct Community also made a really good Captain America espionage movie, and that's how they started off the year. And now they just announced that they're going to be coming back to Community to direct the Yahoo exclusive season opener for Community. So yeah, just being in charge of some kind of stupid superhero movie does not necessarily mean you can't do funny shit, but yeah, I don't know, who knows, but yeah. Also, what would you want from a new live action hybrid Looney Tunes movie? Do you care about Space Jam? Are you one of those people who grew up thinking Space Jam was like fucking awesome?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
No, because I grew up.
This is the reason why we were friends, because Space Jam is bullshit.
I grew up worshiping at the altar of like the old school Looney Tunes cartoons.
Not the fucking basketball T-shirt where like the fucking Tasmanian devil like crossing his arms.
Yeah, it's just not my... Really what I would want from a Looney Tunes movie is just a high-res screening of classic Looney Tunes cartoons.
You just want Tom Hardy and Foley just making out while Looney Tunes characters just watch.
That's exactly what I want. Uh-huh.
We say this as well on the video, Foley's vamping up on Annie.
If you mean gently smelling my hair and vamping up, then yes, that is exactly what's happening.
I'm sure your hair does smell beautiful. Yeah, Annie, you always do smell nice.
Thanks,
I'm always impressed by how nice you smell.
Thanks.
You smell like girl and strawberries.
Strawberries. According to Nick Australia, Book 4 of The Legend of Korra is due to air by the end of January.
Yeah! Which I'm excited for because just the season 3 of Korra was so good.
Yeah, we need to catch up just because everyone is saying it's...
Yeah, buy you the second... Like I said, it is worth brute forcing your way through the second season of Korra to get to the season 3 stuff.
Once I'm done with Teen Wolf, maybe I'll watch Cobra.
Are you caught up to Teen Wolf to the point where you're watching episodes weekly, like as they come out now?
No,
you're still
we
catching up
literally
with the
just
backlog.
started season 4, so we still have like 10 episodes to catch
I
up
will
with.
pay you $10. I will actually pay you the $50 I owe you if
Nope.
you catch up on Legend of Korra.
No. In vaguely Korra-related news, Studio Mir, the Korean animation studio responsible for Korra, signed a deal with DreamWorks Animation to produce 4 new shows over the course of the next 4 years. The really interesting news is that Mir will co-develop these shows rather than just be stuck blindly animating whatever Hollywood throws at them.
Yeah, I'm assuming that their success with the Legend of Korra kind of helped them land this deal, where rather than
I heard something about the Korra team moving to DreamWorks.
yeah, this is what that is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Huh.
and also each show they're already locked in for 78 episodes per show.
I
So
just knocked something over fully. It's fine.
oh, Annie's drunk. Oh my god,
That's right.
drunk on breakfast.
Okay. Fully was worried that I knocked my Western Lego town over. It's
Oh
fine.
no! Oh my god, they'd be crying.
It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's cool that Studio Mirror that they're actually like, yeah, not just got a contract to do a shitload of animation, but they're actually going to be creating TV shows now.
Which is good because I mean they had stopped working on Legend of Korra because of money, so I'm glad to see that they have not only money but respect this time.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad to see even if this is the only good thing that comes out of the whole Legend of Korra thing and then that kind of whole Nickelodeon kerfuffle, that's really cool because the Studio Mirror guys seem to be pretty fucking funny. Because, like, they're still knocking out sketches, like, Legend of Korra, like, animated GIFs and sketches in their free time of just, like, crazy, like, with, those guys are, yeah, I like, Studio Mirror seems like good people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway.
Universal is planning on tearing down the oldest standing soundstage in Hollywood, which still contains the Opera House from the silent Lon Chaney 1924 version of the Phantom of the Opera, which has been used in everything from The Sting to The Muppets.
Yeah, that's a damn shame. Which, I guess it's been pointed out the place is pretty much made of asbestos.
Oh, yeah?
So,
I'll do it.
and Universal Studios has come out and said now that they're actually going to try to preserve as much of the Phantom of the Opera set as possible, while also they're still going to tear down that soundstage, but just because they need to get rid of the soundstage, it's falling apart and like I said, it's filled with asbestos. But yeah, they're talking about how like whatever parts they can't save, they're gonna 3D scan so that at least be saved digitally, which is a great excuse to say, well, we saved it on a computer, we scanned it.
Dude, I'm just saying, as someone involved in preservation, that's a pretty damn good compromise.
Oh no, I'm not saying, but it's funny that like, and they're like, well, only 50% of it is actually from 1950, and the rest of it's all just been like burr. But yeah, I didn't realize. So I guess this is in the Sting. This is the Opera House where what's his face, like Robert Redford's kind of like black buddies hanging out in. And yeah, I guess this in the Muppet movie that came out like 2 or 3 years ago. This is the Muppet Theater that they're all trying to save in the movie and stuff. Which I didn't realize they were still filming on that set. I knew that set was still standing, but I didn't realize. I thought it was just a museum piece. I thought it was like just like no one had touched it. Like,
That's nuts.
But that's crazy. That thing's almost 100 years old and it's still standing. Not gonna be standing for much longer,
that's
but
pretty nuts, dude.
yeah,
It's crazy that it was even still there.
yeah, from the silent Lon Chaney shit. The footage that everyone knows where he's like, takes his mask off and is like, Rah! I mean, that's that place. That's fucking crazy. I don't think any of that shit still exists. Anyway.
Wow.
Wow.
And on that note, hey everybody, this was the Boy Howdy Podcast. I'm Annie, that's Bill. We're at boyhowdypodcast.com. At Boy Howdy Podcast on the Twitters. Howdy at boyhowdypodcast.com is a place you can email us if you're so inclined. We'll be back next week to talk about more pop culture garbage and about more pop culture items that are being torn down even as we speak.
I'll be tracking my Destiny shipment from Amazon.
Man, I have Destiny pre-ordered too. I should probably cancel that shit just because I have so many. No, I'm still going to pick up Destiny.
I know,
but I'm going to have guests from mid-September to mid-October, nonstop at my house.
When are your first guests showing up?
I should remember that right now, but
you'll have time to play Destiny before they show up, and then you could show them Destiny. You know what? Them playing Destiny is what they do. Well, they're not fucking with you. They'll give them. It's the shiny toy that you let them play with.
There we go. There's that.
To get them off your goddamn back.
There we go. There we go. So I can go take a nap or something. All right, friends. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Okay. Take care, guys.
Alright, Bill, I will send you Excuse me.
Bless you.
I will send you the thing, my friend.
So yeah, it's like I said, it's totally up to you if you want to stop by house to pick up that lamp. If you do or don't, that's totally fine too. You just wait. You'll probably just swing by on the way home to pick it up.
Yeah, I'll text you if I'm gonna stop by.
Well, even if you stop by, just let me know. If you text me, I'll just run out to the car with the lamp so you don't even have to get out of the car.
Oh, you're a sweetheart, Bill.
Yeah, because I know you got shit to do today. Yeah, I'll unhook it and make sure I don't like zap myself. Well, I'll do the thing first. While I'll make sure it's not just like the tongue tab.
Yeah.
That's all fucked up. But like, yeah.
If it actually shorted, if you saw it sputter, then it's probably not that. It probably did
Oh,
genuinely
yeah, I saw it
short.
sputter. Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably needs to actually be rewired. So, but I can hear that, my friend.
I still might look at lamps on Amazon just in case. Just
We're about to do
stuff at your house that you can fix it with, or would you have to take it to work?
All you need to do is replace the socket and replace the wiring.
Yeah, I'll pay you for parts and labor too.
It'll be $5.
That's what I'm saying, but I'll give you $10 for $5. You can buy yourself a sandwich from 7-Eleven.
You're a sweetheart,
Because
Bill.
I'm nothing but not a romantic, helpful friend. There's $5 for a sandwich for 7-Eleven for giving me lights.
You're a gentleman, my friend.
Oh, okay.
All right, pal, I will send you the MP3.
Yeah, go finish your breakfast. This shit's got to be ice cold by now.
Yeah, gotta eat my ice cold hash browns.
Yeah, tell Phil I said hi too.
Can do, my friend. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks everyone for watching us. We have no other everyone stopped asking us questions the moment we started recording.
Though Nasquip Razzoli did note you're possessive to as in going to as in going to fat. So
wait, where did you see that?
It's in the questions. First he said ha 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 ha, and then he said ha ha ha, and then way down said you're too fat. So thanks. Thanks, dude.
Wow, this is the first fat crack we've gotten. At least the first one I've seen.
Yep. All right, friend.
That is my Toto fat. That's the name of this podcast. This episode. My Toto fat.
All right, pal. I'm gonna send you the MP3. Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Bill.